Hello guys, so this is actually a deck that I used just now in a tournament, Google Plus tournament, and I won first place using this. So this deck is called OTT Kagero. Of course, it is a hybrid of Oracle Think Tank and Kagero, using Kagero boosters, and attackers are mostly from Oracle Think Tanks. Now let's go for the review. Firstly, starter is Conroe. The reason why I use all Kagero triggers is because most of my grade 1s are Kagero. So basically, when I write a grade 1 onto my Conroe and I trigger check and I draft check or damage check, it is a Kagero trigger. So basically, I can already use the trigger effect. If not, if I use OTT triggers, then the triggers will not work easily. So firstly, 4 bars, which is pretty much a staple, and it boosts Silent Tom for 16,000. Next is Gojo. Gojo Gojo is a 7k booster. It is for filtering decks, and a lot of stuffs like boosting Silent Tom for 15k, which is not bad. Now next is Ermo. Actually, it is supposed to be 4 Iron Tail and 2 Ermo, but then I currently only have this, so I'll just use what I have now. So Ermo is usually it is searchable from Conroe, and let's see. If I know I'm against a 10k Vanguard, then I will use my Ermo to boost my CO. It becomes 20,000, the perfect magic number, and so thus usually people will not guard during the second turn or third turn, and thus I can filter my draw triggers here or some other cards to draw cards to draw other cards faster. Sorry for that. So Iron Tail Dragon, I use 4 of these actually. It is because it is a 7k booster, and if you see the deck, it has actually not much Counterblast abuser. The Counterblast user is only Conroe, Apollon, and Dragonic Overlord. So basically, this Iron Tail can, just in case your bar gets destroyed or something, it can boost Silent Tom and you can Counterblast one for 16,000, or it can boost Overlord and Counterblast 2 and it goes for 20,000, which is a good number too. So now let's see. 4 Nihilums, 3 4 Nihilums, like pretty much a vanilla, a beater. 3 Oracle Guardian Wiseman, 3 Silent Toms, 1 Mocha, and 1 Blackie. Well, actually, this deck, the full complete list of this deck is supposed to be 4 Nihilums, 4 Oracle Guardian Wiseman, and 4 Silent Toms. While I don't have any of them now, so basically I'll use Mocha and Blackie instead, because Mocha actually hits 11, and Blackie can push for 15k guard. Well, so the CO is the main card of the key card of this deck. Basically, it checks you for triggers, and when you have CO in Vanguard, you can check for triggers really fast. And if you check a card that you need, you can use this Gojo, tap 1, rest 1, discard 1, and draw that card that you need. So it's a 14k beater. So basically, in your Vanguard line, it'll be either a nullify for your opponent, 20k guards, or no guard for your opponent. While actually, now let's see the other grade 3 lineups. I have 2 Dragonic Overlord here and 1 Apollon. Actually, the real deck is supposed to be 3 Dragonic Overlords only, because basically the main reason of this deck is, the winning pattern of this deck is to have CO in the Vanguard, boosted by Bar or Ermo, depending on your opponent's Vanguard. Dragonic Overlord with like something else, like a booster, like a Bar, and on the other line it'll be a Silent Tom and a Bar. So basically it all hits for a perfect number. Imagine in the Vanguard line, it actually hits for 20,000 plus, so your opponent must guard using 2 cards. While Overlord, I use its Counterblast and opponent basically, and it is a 20 plus pressure card. So basically your opponent basically have to guard using 15k, which is 2 cards, and Silent Tom basically a 2 cards guard, because 16 versus 10 you have to guard using a 5000 and 5000, so it is a 2 card. So basically this deck can pressure your opponent use to guard using 6 cards in just one turn. Well, now some of you are wondering why do I use stands. So stands are pretty much, it's basically, you know, you attack using Dragon Overlord first, it goes through, you stand Dragon Overlord, you attack using your Vanguard first, after that you attack using your Vanguard and get a stand after you check it. So you will basically Dragon Overlord boosted by bar, you attack, boosted by bar, and it'll be a 24, and you'll stand the Overlord again, and you CO to attack, and you get a stand. So basically you can stand this bar again, and you know, this will be a 29,000, or you can give the 5,000 to the other line for 2 cards guard, or 3, or even 3 cards. So basically it is basically just a pressure deck, while the playstyle is basically turn 1 you read something, you discard a draw trigger or something that is useless in that hand and draw 1, while the second turn is actually pretty the second turn is really pressurizing, because I have actually, like, you know, 9 cards that can attack for 10,000 to 11,000 or 9,000. Well, usually during the first turn your opponent will just write a great one, and this 9,000 can hit. So basically I write an Helm, I boost something, I boost like Ermo 16,000, and I'll call a Guardian Wiseman here. So basically it is either my opponent guard using a 5,000, and that basically, I mean 5,000 and no guard the Vanguard, so basically they take 1 damage and they guard using 1 card, or they either take 2 damage. While this is very vital, because when I attack using this, they guard 5,000, that 5,000 might be a grade 1 and grade 2, and so in games when I have my Toms, they will have less cards to guard using the Toms. I mean, like when I attack using Toms, they will have less cards to guard because their grade 1 and grade 2 ratio goes down by a bit. So, well, this deck basically, you know, just that way, just a pressure deck, and yeah, it has no chocolates or any bars, because well, because this is a hybrid deck and it won't be consistent. Well, for consistency part, I will rate this as 7.5 over 10. While for pressure, it can actually hit perfect numbers easily. So I'll give like 8.5 over 10. While the bad point of this deck is that if you write an Overlord in the Vanguard, the Tom basically has no effect. So well, it's just a one way or the other on, you know. So, but well, at least the Tom is 8,000 and boosted by bar it is 16,000, so it is still a perfect number. So it is not that bad. And yeah, but basically Ermo gives speeds up your deck, and you can get CO easily. Gojo 2, and you search using Conroe, and you filter decks like crazy. Yep, so that's all basically I want to say about this. Thank you very much.